The execution chamber at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla is officially closed.
It's now being used as a symbol of a failed justice system. KOMO's Jeremy Harris has the story.
The death penalty had a long and controversial road here in Washington State. It was never used very frequently, and it's been 14 years since anyone was executed. With the law now off the books in Washington State, there was still one task here at the State Penitentiary in Walla Walla: to close the final chapter on the death penalty in Washington. The wear marks on the hook in the gallows tell the story of 100 years of executions in Washington, many by hanging, and below it, a table with straps to hold the condemned down during lethal injection.
The mechanics of this are not the story. The story is, do you have equal justice under the law?
Governor Inslee came here to the prison to officially close the state's execution chamber. 10 years ago, Inslee made the controversial decision to issue a moratorium on the death penalty. In 2018, the state Supreme Court struck down the law, and in 2023, the death penalty was officially removed from state code.
I'm told that this will remain preserved and untouched at the moment.
This room now moves into history. The clocks are stopped at 12:56, the time when the final condemned inmate died, and a plaque notes the 78 executions carried out in this spot over the 106 years it was in use. The chairs for the victim's family remain in the front row.
For now, it's okay to keep it there to say this was a failed criminal justice experiment. And we're better than that, and we've moved past that.
Dan Satterberg was the King County prosecuting attorney who oversaw the case of Cal Brown, the last person to be executed in Washington.
People fantasize about the death penalty that they wish that we had in our state, not the one that we actually have.
He points out before any execution happens, the cases drag on for decades with appeals and uncertainty for victims' families.
We're better off without it. For me, good riddance to the death penalty. We don't need it here.
Advocates for the death penalty argued the punishment serves as a deterrent, but the court found it was unequally applied based on race in Washington, and only a few counties could even pay for the cost of the cases.
And we tried to make it work, but at the end of the day, it was too expensive, it was too slow, really prolonged the agony for the victims, and it achieved something that we could achieve through a life sentence.
At the State Penitentiary in Walla Walla, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.